Today I want to, these are the ELEHEAR Beyond Hearing Aids. These are supposedly one of the top over-the-counter hearing aids that you can pick up. I can't personally verify that because I haven't tested any other hearing aids out. This is actually my first pair I've ever tested, and I actually don't have any hearing loss, but I thought it would be interesting to still review them because I can actually hear all the sounds that these produce because I have full hearing. So it was kind of interesting. I always wanted to know what it's like to wear hearing aids and what other people hear when they're wearing these. So I'm going to review it, share my thoughts about its features, what it's like setting it up, and I also want to share with you my experience of wearing them. So hopefully this video will help you out. I'll put a link to the product in the description below for you to check out if you're interested in it. So let's do it. The unboxing process was very clean. I liked how everything had a designated spot. It came with your hearing aids, which came in this case. It also had your instruction guide. It also came with like a toolkit, which will allow you to clean your hearing aids. And it also came with a bunch of little ear adapters. That way, if you have a different size ear canal, you can get the right fit for you. So it came with a lot of different options there. And then it also came with a charging cable so that you can charge your hearing aids. You do also have to download an app to be able to control your hearing aids and adjust the settings. So I did that, and the sign up process was simple. And then also pairing it to my phone was simple as well. It uses Bluetooth to be able to do it, so it was very easy. Now when you go into the app, it's laid out really nicely, all the different settings. So the first thing you're gonna see is the mode that you're in. I typically kept it in default mode the whole time I was wearing them, but they do have different settings like a restaurant setting, music, TV settings. So if you're using these hearing aids in any of those scenarios, you can get a better listening experience if you choose one of those options. Underneath that, you can toggle your hearing aids on or off, or just leave it to auto, which is what I typically did. And then under there is where you can adjust the volume. You can choose to individually adjust each hearing aid by themselves, or you can click the both button and then change the volume on both of them at the same time, just in case you have different hearing loss in one ear to the other. So that's kind of nice. And then below that, it has your speech enhancer, which I usually always just left this to be on. That way the app and the hearing aids kind of dynamically changes based on whatever setting I'm in. So if it notices a lot more ambient noise, it kind of adjusts the noise reduction level and the settings on their own versus me going in and manually changing it based on where I'm at. So I most of the time left it in just the auto mode. But if you take it out of the auto mode, then you have control of your noise control. How much noise reduction do you want in your hearing aids to just block out all the ambient noise? Or if you want that really low and you want more ambient noise in there, you can adjust that with the slider. You can also change your speech focus, whether you want it just in front of you and that's the noise of the speech that it wants to pick up, or if you want it a 360 degree in case someone's talking beside you or behind you, you can still be able to hear them. So you can adjust the settings if you want to right there. So below that, there's a tuning section, and this is where you're going to adjust what frequency you want to amplify in your hearing aids. So if you have a hard time hearing higher pitched noises and frequencies, you can adjust it to pick up those sounds and amplify them. That way it doesn't just amplify every noise, but the decibel that you're struggling hearing, that'll be the one that'll kind of improve. I feel like the majority of people, the older they get, they struggle hearing those higher pitched noises, so you can dial that in to be right for you, which is kind of nice. And then below that, they have a phone call booster, which will just allow you to hear your phone calls better. So that's basically all the settings that you can control with your hearing aids right through the app. Now when it comes to the hearing aids themselves, they're a very small condensed size, and they have a button on top which if you press it, it controls your volume up or down, and then you can also like long press it to shut them off and do other functions like that. One of the hearing aids is blue on it and the other one is red. Red is for your right ear, blue is for your left ear, and then when you look at the charging case, it also has those same colors to let you know which hearing aid goes where, and then once you stick them in the charging case, it will actually light up and that will show you how much battery power you have left in each of your hearing aids. And then if you close the case and you open it, then it will show you the battery life of your case to let you know how much battery life you have left in here. So that's kind of nice that it has all those different signals. This is very sleek and compact as well, easy to fit in your pocket, and it's nice that the case has a charging capability with it. And speaking of the battery life, these are actually really good. They will last all day without dying, and the case itself holds up to 4 different charges as well that you will be able to charge them without having to charge your case. So you're able to get quite a bit of use out of them before you have to charge it again. There are also a few other unique features through the app as well. One of those is being that it has tinnitus masking. So if you have a ringing in your ears, you're able to play different soundscapes through the app. One of those is like rain or rushing water, a cat purring, birds chirping, different noises that you're able to play to kind of mask out that ringing noise. So you can do that through the app, and you can also play music through the app. It's just like a normal Bluetooth speakers to your ears, so you're able to listen to your music. And I will say that it sounds a little bit more tinny or just higher pitched. It doesn't have as much of that bass that you would typically get wearing like AirPods, so it's not at the same sound quality as that when you're listening to music, but you're able to do it, and you're also able to take phone calls through it as well. That way it's just easier to hear rather than trying to hold the phone up to your ear. So that's nice that it offers those different Bluetooth capabilities through the app. Another thing the app offers you is a translation service, so you can literally speak right into your phone and it's gonna write the translated text for the other person to read, and then they can talk back into the phone and it's gonna write the translated text back to me, whatever they said, and it will audibly tell me what the text says through the hearing aids. So that's kind of a cool, unique feature. It seems to work pretty quickly and accurately as well, so I thought that was kind of a nice touch that it has this translation feature to it. However, I did see in the app that mine was on like a trial run and it expires in a certain amount of time. So I don't know if that will be an additional cost in the future to keep that on there. But if you don't use that feature, you can probably just not pay for it and you'll be fine. So that is something I noticed with it. They also have an audiologist that you can talk to through the app. So if you have any questions you might want answered, they can help you there. And then also they have a hearing test that you can take through the app as well. And it will basically play different beeping sounds and frequencies. And once you hear them in your hearing aids, then you have to press a button to signify that you heard it. When I took my test, it came back that I had mild hearing loss, and that's probably because when I took my test, I was sick and congested, and I actually couldn't hear that well, so it probably was pretty accurate, but now that I'm feeling better, I bet my hearing would be normal, so that is a feature that it has as well. So now I want to share with you what my actual experience was wearing these. So first of all, the actual feeling of wearing them was awesome. They're very lightweight, and you hardly notice that they're there, and you can go throughout the whole day without getting like ear fatigue, versus when I wear like AirPods, I feel like my ear gets more tired than when I wear these hearing aids. I feel like it's way better. So wearing them was very comfortable. Another thing is they're pretty discreet. I wore them for the first time around my wife and she didn't even notice they were in until like 15 minutes until like I fully turned and she could see them, because they kind of tuck behind your ears, and especially since I wear glasses, they kind of just tuck away and disappear back there. So I like that they're not too gaudy or big or bulky, and they don't draw a lot of attention to themselves. So I really like that they're more of a sleek, slim fit, and they're more unrecognizable that way. Something interesting about this that I really wasn't expecting is when I first put these hearing aids in, I noticed that I could hear a very subtle white noise, kind of ambient frequency just in my ears. It kind of sounded like shh, just very lightly in my ears, trying to amplify the noise around me. I think it kind of just picks up on the ambient room noise, and I could hear that in my ears. And I don't know if people with hearing loss would be able to hear it, but since I have good hearing, I could just kind of hear that noise, and it was just constant all the time. So I didn't really enjoy that much, especially since I have good hearing. It was kind of just weird always hearing a soft, subtle white noise in the background, so I could notice that. But when it came to the actual amplification of the noise around me, I was actually surprised at how well this worked at just increasing the volume of different noises around me. It almost sounded like someone had a microphone and was holding it up to every little thing that I did. So if I turned the light switch on, it was like a microphone was right there and it was like click, and you could hear it really good in your ears. It's like the speakers are right here in my ears and then someone's holding the microphone around doing whatever I'm doing. So it was just a very unique experience, but it definitely amplified the noise around me. But one of the nice things about this device is that it has like a noise reduction and speech enhancer AI built into it. So it does tend to focus towards voice noises. So that's really nice, especially if you're in like a noisy, crowded area. It tends to just amplify the voices around you, which is pretty nice. I still was able to hear different noises as well, like shuffling around and hearing the box move or different things, but it tended to focus on the speech, so that was kind of nice. And I was surprised at how nicely it amplified it for me. I also wanted to test out the noise reduction feature with these hearing aids, so I actually wore them riding a bike, and it did a pretty decent job at cutting down all the wind noise that I would typically hear rushing past my ears. I did notice that if I turned my head a certain way once in a while, I would hear those gusts of winds going right into my ear, and it kind of amplified those, but for the most part, it did a pretty decent job at just cutting it all down. I did notice too that I was on an e-bike, so when I would travel like really fast, there were times I was going like 20 miles an hour, which is pretty quick and usually it amplifies the wind a lot more. But this still did a pretty decent job at cutting down that wind noise, so I thought that was kind of cool. Another nice thing about these hearing aids is you can actually choose to just wear one or the other. You don't have to always wear them both. This is nice because a lot of times people only have like hearing loss in one ear, so you can choose to just put one in if you want to. You don't have to wear both of them, so that's kind of a nice touch there. And overall, I think they're a decent product. I feel like they do a good job at amplifying the noise around me, especially just all the noise. It was crazy to hear all the different like fumbling around noises, how clear they were in my ears. So I thought that was nice, and it's also cool that you can kind of fine tune what you hear in the app. That way you can adjust what frequency you want to be amplified. I thought that was kind of cool. I did think it could be improved a little bit on just when there's no noise at all. I wish there wasn't like a white noise that I could hear, so if it was just silent completely, that would be nice, and then only amplify when sounds are introduced. I think that would be a little bit nicer, and I do think the noise reduction could be improved a little bit. I definitely think it's good, and it helps to just focus on only vocals, but I think it could be improved a little bit. But for over-the-counter hearing aids, I don't think they're that bad. I think at the time of this recording, they come in at $400, so that's a lot cheaper than getting professional hearing aids. So if you want to save some money, these could be a good option for you. But overall, that's my experience wearing them and what it was like with Beyond Hearing Aids. Check them out if you want to, and thanks for watching this video. Hopefully it helped you a little bit decide if these are right for you. So, have a good day.